Welcome to Different Walks, Different Talks.
Today of the podcast, we have a special guest, Nolan McGregor. Nolan is like a Division One long distance track runner. And you want to just talk about it real quick?
Yeah,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Nolan. I go to school with Angus. I like to run a lot. I'm going to school in the States for track and cross country next year.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
So like I saw from I think I went onto like the website or something like the NCAA website, and I read
Yeah.
your little like
Yeah,
post thing, and
my
it said that you
bio.
started like really late for track.
Yeah, I started really late. I started in like the summer between grade 8 and grade 9. Before that, I was a hockey player, but then we started getting into like hitting, and I obviously wasn't big enough, so tried running, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, were you ever like the fastest kid in elementary or something? So you always were kind of fast?
I've like always been like that smaller kid, able to move well, but maybe not the fastest in elementary school, but definitely up there.
All right.
Yeah.
So like, why long distance instead of like short distance? Or was that just like from practice and stuff? You realized what you were good at?
Yeah, I was a small kid. For sprinting, you need to be a bit bigger, have like bigger legs, more power, more strength.
Oh yeah.
But when I started, I was pretty small, and long distance runners are usually pretty small, so that's what I tried, and was pretty good at it.
I see. And do you have any siblings or anything that does like other sports?
Yeah, I have a brother. He plays hockey.
He plays hockey?
Yeah, he's an 09. He goes to school.
Oh, and does your parents like? So your parents don't do track?
No.
No. So you like, does your uncle or anyone in the family?
No. My dad was a volleyball player, and then my mom didn't play any sports. So.
Yeah,
That's
pretty cool. So when did it like start getting serious? Like throughout the grades, when did it start? Like you started climbing the rank and you realized we're actually pretty good at this.
Grade 9 and 10, I wasn't great, but in grade 11, the winter of grade 11, I took training really seriously, and I started moving up in like GHAC and like Austin and stuff like that, which was good to see. And then this past like I'd say half year, like since grade 12, I've taken it very seriously and seen some good results.
Oh, so it was like grade 11 you started getting really
Yeah, grade 11, I'd say I started taking training more seriously and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, and how did you train back in like grade 9 and 10 versus like now? Like how was it back then?
I think the biggest difference was just like running more in grade 9. Yeah. In grade 9, I was running like 3 times a week only at practice. Now I'm running like 6-7 days a week with like cross training and everything. So yeah.
Oh, 6-7 days a week.
Yeah.
Damn. So in grade 9 and 10, how long were you running for? Like like 3 times a week? Like
Yeah, 3 times a week. I'd just go to practice, so it'd be like anywhere from like maybe 6 to 10K. But now practices are obviously longer. They're anywhere from like 12 to 16K. And then I'm running in the morning as well and stuff like that. So it's really just all intensity. Yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel when you like first started? Did you ever like what programs did you go to? Was there like provincial team or stuff for this stuff? I don't know.
Well, so you have like the school team obviously, and then you have club, and I joined a club. It was Burlington, the Burlington team, Burlington Track and Field Club.
Oh yeah.
So I joined that, started there, and just raced for them. Yeah.
And how was it like initial training? Was there ever like how far did they push you? Did they push you to the point where like you physically can keep going, or like is it more chill?
I mean, yeah, they like the coach obviously recommends like a percentage of like how hard you should go into practice and stuff, and like certain paces you should hit. But most of the time you'd go pretty hard. To try to compete with your teammates, of course.
Oh, to try and compete with teammates. I see. How many other people were there for?
In my original club, there were probably like maybe 25 to 30 kids.
That's a lot.
Doing one training session at once. But now with my new club, it's short and it's like 10 to 12.
How many people were in? Like, what was the age difference?
Oh, the age? It was just all high school.
Oh, high school. Okay.
All high school kids. Yeah.
Was there anyone that was super fast when you first started? That you?
Yeah. The grade 12s, the seniors are always really good, and then you obviously strive to get there one day, which. Yeah. Obviously, now it's good to be the senior, but
yeah, you're one of those seniors now.
Yeah, I was the rookie at one point, and it wasn't fun, but
no.
Yeah.
Was it just like demoralizing seeing them like lap you or something
Yeah,
like that?
like in practice, like getting destroyed. It was pretty demoralizing at first, but it obviously encouraged me to become better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for practice with track, I'd have literally. I don't really understand how you would train. Like Christian just said that he kind of like runs further than his like 2Ks. Like he'll run 4K to train and stuff, and he'll do like the 1 minute run and the 1 minute like show and then stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys? Is that what you guys do too?
Yeah, so I do more like interval work. I think
Yeah,
they
that's it.
save the kind of active rest, like 1 minute on, 1 minute off, to like university. But
Oh,
yeah, we'll just do intervals. We'll do like anywhere from like 200-meter reps all the way up to like 1600-meter reps, and then you just do that a bunch of times off a low rest, depending on the intensity.
how does 200-meter reps work? So you sprint 200 meters and you
Yeah,
stop?
you run 200 meters.
Like you go all out? Or like
Not
all
all
out?
out.
No.
So like usually the coach will tell you like a prescribed pace, like, oh, you're doing this at 800-meter race pace.
Uh-huh.
So if you run in 800 meters in 2 minutes, then if you're running at 200, you run in 30 seconds.
Hmm.
If that makes sense.
That does. Oh yeah, that does make sense. How do you track your pace exactly though? Like how do you know
I
what?
just use my watch.
You just use a watch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just split it, lap it every time. Yeah.
Right. Is there any like pacers when you train and stuff? Is there any like
Um,
external other coaches or something that helps you with pace and stuff?
No, we
Or is it just pure watch?
yeah, just my teammates and I work together. We have a very good idea of like how fast things are in practice.
Right. You like from the
Yeah, so like
practice.
if our coach says like, oh, run like a 70-second lap, like we can almost hit that to the second like every time.
Right.
So
Hmm.
it's very good. Yeah.
Are your coaches always like used to do track and then they got into coaching track, or were they like
Um.
unathletic big?
No, my coach right now was he was very good. He was at like the top of OFSA when he was in high school.
Right.
So yeah, and he also went to the States to run. So he has this very
Okay, so he's really like experienced in track. Then.
yeah.
Hmm. Have you ever got like injured during practice or something? Like, I guess not really, right? Because it's like
No, I've definitely
it's not like soccer.
yeah, I've definitely fallen a few times, but like nothing like crazy like that. But like in running, you definitely get like more like muscle injuries and stuff, which
Yeah.
I thankfully haven't had in a while. But
Okay.
yeah.
Do you get the shin splints thing that like some people talked about? The shin splints. Do you
Yeah,
ever
I
get
mean
that?
that's mainly from like not recovering well. Like if you like stretch and stuff and take care of your body, like I think I do very well. Then
Oh, then
yeah.
you won't have shin splints and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought it was just a guarantee to get shin splints at one point when you do track.
I mean, when I first started,
First
yeah,
started, right?
yeah,
You will.
but
But
you
like
have to build up those small muscles.
now
yeah.
you do. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you guys have any like physiotherapy still with the program, or is it that's all like yourself, or how does that work?
Not in high school. You'd probably have to go like individually to whatever physio place you want if you get hurt. But at school, the school team has for university has a physiotherapist on
Yeah,
campus. So
that
yeah.
makes sense. Back in New Zealand, our football team was really big, so we had a physiotherapist like building in our high school.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
awesome.
rolled my I rolled my wrist playing dodgeball, and I just went there, and then the physiotherapist sorted me out.
Take care of you.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. How did you like try and stay consistent throughout your track journey? Was there any time you wanted to really quit or anything? Like I'm presuming at the start. Was there any moment where you're like, I don't want to do the sport anymore? Let me do something else.
I mean, it's a very hard sport. Like you think of quitting a lot, but like I love it so much. It really gives me a purpose. So I've never really thought of quitting.
No, never.
Nope.
Like, what do you think in terms of sports? Like long distance track is one of the most mentally challenging ones.
I think it is the most.
You think it is the most mentally challenging one?
It's so hard because you're pushing your body to exhaustion like almost every time, and your mind is telling you to quit so much, but you gotta
push through.
Yeah.
Damn. So like when you do your like races, right? Like okay, like a big race like the one you just did, the 10-kilometer one.
Yeah.
At the very end, were you actually like physically nearly unable to move? Like that, like that's how far you pushed it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like
Wow.
like the last few kilometers, your body's just shutting down, telling you to stop, but you gotta keep going.
Were there ever ones where you like crumpled before the finish line, or did you see any guys like that?
In grade 10, South Regionals 1500, I like actually like collapsed at the line. Like I pushed
Wow.
myself so hard. It was ridiculous, but
How did the recovery feel after that? Like,
it didn't feel good. I couldn't even cool down. Like I think I like had close to like a heat stroke. Like
oh my god.
it was like 35 degrees that day. And
Oh yeah.
it was hard.
Wow. When you do when you do practice, is it indoors normally or outdoors?
No, it's almost always outdoors, but in the winter we'll go on the indoor track sometimes.
Right.
But a lot of it's outdoors. Like even in the winter, like it can be -10 out, and we'll still go out there and train.
Oh, you still go out there and train?
Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Really? I thought that would be bad for your muscles because it's so cold outside. Or do you have to just like
you definitely
get
have to
warm up?
you just have to
warm
layer
up.
up. Yeah.
Oh, a lot more. Okay. Huh. And do you, when you're outside training, is it always like on the track, or is it do you go on like just random terrain?
During cross country, we're not really on the track. We're mainly on like
that makes
roads
sense.
and like gravel
Yeah, that
and
makes
dirt and stuff. But for track season, we're almost always on the track. I do one session a week on the roads, but the rest is on track.
Huh. Okay. And is like the big difference? Like, is there a big difference in terms of terrain? Like different like the feel of the
Yeah.
ground. Does that play a big factor?
Yeah, I think it
racing?
just mainly plays a factor on like how you recover. Like if you run on grass, like it'll be less strain on your muscles, I guess. And if you're always running on asphalt, pounding your legs a bunch,
Yeah.
it just makes it really hard to recover. But
Do you ever do like the bumpy ones like on the
like on trails?
Yeah, like trails. Do you
Yeah.
ever do
It
trail ones?
definitely it works different muscles in the body. So yeah, it's good to get on
Yeah.
trails sometimes for sure.
Christian today he went to Kenya and it was like only like trails with like
Oh,
potholes and all of that and
Just
like little
all
rocks.
trails. Yeah.
He said that he had to do a lot of ankle stuff because his ankles were getting like really sore. from
Yeah,
the
if you do trails too much, it'll definitely hurt. But it's good to have a mix between all of them for sure.
Right. I guess those Kenyan people just basically only do trails like from the thing.
Yeah.
They do some track too, probably, but yeah, they
Yeah.
do a lot of trails. Christian told me. So when did you? Okay, so you started seeing like your progress in like grade 11. You said
11-ish, yeah.
11-ish?
Started getting better.
Okay, to like go like his you like Division 1, right? Did you ever had a period where you were in Division 3 and 2 in terms of time? You
I
just
think
shoot straight up to Division 1. How does this work?
well, when in grade 9 and 10, I wasn't really like thinking of the states at all. But in
Right.
grade 11, I like realized like I wanted to after watching like a race from the NCAA because back in grade 9 and 10, I like had no idea what it was or really anything.
Yeah, just for fun, like a for fun sport.
Yeah, exactly. But then as I got more serious, I started looking into schooling and stuff for running, and I thought the NCAA would just be better for me and be a really good experience. But yeah, I guess in grade 11, my times were like, I guess D3, D2 standard.
D3, D2
but as it started to get better, I started looking more D1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you were competing, like, how was the vibe? Like, how was the feel of the competition? Like, I know for like basketball, it's like elimination rounds and all of that. Like for track, how does it work?
Yeah. I mean, for you have two different types of racing. You have like your like just regular races, and then you have like championship racing. I like championship racing. It's a lot more fun because you're trying to really compete. And normal races, you're just going for a time. You just go all out, like just straight gun to tape. But
doesn't that count as like kind of like the same thing? Because like if you're fast then you're.
But in championship racing, you're really like competing against others, and then in those races, you're competing against yourself. Really.
I see.
So I like championship racing, like things like GIAC and OFSA, of course.
Oh, those are championship races.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Where you're going for like medals and stuff.
Like, how does that feel? Like, how many people's in that one? Like we'll say GHAC. Like, how many people start at the start line?
In cross country, there's a lot because you race against a lot of people in cross country, but in track, not so much. But like at OFSA for OFSA cross country, there were like 270 people.
270 people. Wow.
Yeah.
At the start line?
Yeah.
How big is the start line for 270 people?
It's really big, but yeah, you have to navigate rounds and stuff. But yeah.
Did you ever see people that like tripped or something like in OFSA or anything?
Yeah.
At the very start because it was just so much people.
It happens all the time. At nationals this year, actually for club, I almost got caught up in a thing. A guy beside me started like he started really hard and he made like 12 people fall in front of me. It was crazy.
Is that legal? Does he just start elbowing people?
I mean, no one knows what happens on a cross country line. You gotta fight for your spot.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Really? There's
Yeah.
no like, I don't know, adjudicators or anything.
No, there's nothing you can really do. Like
There's no referees. It's
You
just
could,
like,
yeah,
you can literally push somebody
yeah,
over.
you could two-hand shove someone, trip someone. Like no one's gonna know.
Damn.
Like-
That's such, and you've seen that happen before?
Yeah, it's
So-
war out there.
Bad sportsmanship. What the heck?
Yeah.
Wow. So, in terms of strategy, does your coach teach you guys a lot? Like, does he tell you about strategy and stuff? Like,
Yeah, in
practice?
races for sure. Like you gotta obviously like pace yourself and stuff. Sit on certain people, out kick, and just stuff like that. Like
Can you explain some of that stuff? Because I don't know like too much about it.
so like pacing, like obviously you're running like a 5K for example. Like you don't want to go all out from the gun. You'll obviously
Yeah.
die. So they give you strategy based on pacing. Like either start hard, get out, and just like glide close to the line and then kick in, or start off like slow and then like move in, like get in there as the race
Get in there as the race like
Yeah.
keeps going. I see.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to watch, I presume,
Yeah.
to track your pace, right?
Yeah, sometimes I don't wear it because it's more like mental. Like if I see a time I don't like, I'll give up.
Interesting.
But
Oh, y'all give up. Just,
No, I mean,
stop.
it's like it's more demoralizing.
Right,
like,
I
if
see.
If
Yeah.
you see a time you don't
Interesting.
like, but
Huh. And then like Christian told me like the wind plays a factor when he's starting the race. So like you try to go behind the first guy and then
Yeah.
like the wind like kind of boosts you a tiny bit and
yeah,
it takes away.
running behind someone is like the biggest like advantage ever. Like if you're leading a race, like it's a lot harder on your body, just mentally and physically.
Did you ever lead any races you did?
I don't like leading as a
Right.
tall guy. I don't.
Oh,
I
it's
don't like
just
leading.
more surface area
Yeah,
of wind.
everyone just gets in behind me, but I don't like leading. I don't think I've really led a race, but
Is there people that you train with in your track club that like do they have different styles of racing? Is that like a really big thing, or is that not really?
yeah, like you obviously work to your strengths. Everyone's good at different things. Everyone's like either good at like speed or good at like endurance, like aerobically fit or like physically fit. But yeah, everyone has different strategies, of course, that they talk over with their coach.
Huh? Like, can you give me one example of someone's strategy? Like, can you do
Like
that?
someone who's maybe like has fast turnover, and then someone who is like aerobically better, like aerobically more fit. That aerobically more fit person will just go out way harder, but then the person who maybe is faster will just sit on people and then outkick them at the end.
Oh,
Just stuff like that.
interesting.
But there's many different strategies in racing. Yeah. for
Yeah.
sure.
What is like the most peculiar one you've seen before that kind of worked? Is there any that you can think of?
I guess there's not really like a peculiar one, but the most annoying one to deal with is when people sit on you and then they just outkick you at the end, for sure.
Oh, has that happened before?
Oh
to you?
yeah.
Oh, that
100%,
must
yeah.
be so annoying. Like
It's very annoying.
he's behind you and you see him like sprint out.
Yeah, right
do
at the end.
What do you do in that case of scenario when they're trying to outkick you? Do you just have to speed up too to
Yeah,
not get out?
you gotta try to catch them, but
Wow.
usually it's really hard because you're the person in front. You're the one expending all the energy.
Right.
So, yeah.
And how much do you think the wind, like going behind a person, actually like benefit a person in terms of time? Does it actually cut down like a whole minute for them? Or, like,
Well,
how much does it help?
probably not like a minute. It's a lot of it's mental as well. Like running behind someone, you don't have to think about what you're doing. You just focus on the back of their head and just run.
Oh, I see. So
But
you don't have to
obviously-
actively think about different strategies.
Yeah.
You kind of
You just run behind them. You're not thinking. You're just going. But yeah, obviously like external forces like wind and stuff. Like if you're in front, that's
If you vibe with this combo, drop a like, leave a comment, and hit that sub button. We'll catch you next time on Different Walks, Different Talks.